Everybody, this is Jonathan James with Hope Charities, and I've got my good friend Jeffrey Watkins here with me today. Jeff, it's so great to see you. Thanks for joining me today on this great anticipated event that we're getting ready for here, this joint health event coming up here in September. I'm so excited to do this. How about you?
I'm super excited. Always excited to do anything with the community. Um, we're up here in Chicago trying to get everything together, for the event in September. And I think this is going to be a great one.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it as well. A lot of people don't know, but we've actually been doing this event now for a couple of years. I guess this is our third year to do it together. And man, I just wanted to take a few minutes maybe to explain how we came up with this idea of doing an event about joint health. And there's really two big reasons that I can think of. One is because so many people are still dealing with joint damage within the bleeding disorder community. And even though things are getting better, medication is improving, we're getting better treatments and better therapies and better regimens, there's still a need, I think, to be able to highlight and discuss how to navigate joint health. But really, a lot of our discussion is still centered around prevention. And so you and I are two old hemo fogies. I don't even know if that's a word to use anymore, but that's what we used to say, right? And so
Yeah.
we're getting up there, and we've got some joint issues that we've been dealing with, most of our lives. But we really wanted to spread some information to share with you guys today to talk a little bit about why it's so important to keep your joints healthy, but also some maybe tips and tricks of how you can do that as well. But Jeff, tell me just a little bit about why are you so passionate about this issue of keeping your joints healthy?
Well, I'm very passionate about the whole joint issue because um, I've gone through this. I've had a knee replacement. I've had my elbow scoped. uh, I went through quite a few injuries that just made it so that you know what I feel like I don't that no one no other hemophiliac should actually have to go through. And so I'm just, trying to get the word out, make sure that everybody understands that there's ways to prevent this. It's really, it's something we can really work on, and it's not that complicated. That's the biggest
Right.
part. It's not that complicated. It's just changing a few things in your lifestyle, and everything falls into place from there.
That's true. And you've seen a lot of people that have had joint damage that really, in essence, was sort of unnecessary, right? You've seen people that, like I have, that they had a lot of joint damage, but they didn't really have to have some of the joint. It was preventable, right? And so
Right.
I know that that's something that you're really passionate about is helping people understand. Hey, look, you can take this is a solvable problem. It does take consistency, and it does take being on top of your process and being on top of your pattern of therapy and treatment and access to physicians. But I know that's something you're really passionate about is helping guys understand, hey, you just got to keep getting the right treatment, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's all about follow up and routine. Um, how do you say? If you walk every day, you strengthen those muscles in your legs, and you lower the risk of actually getting having problems with your knees or with your ankles. I know several people who had work done on their ankles and then came back 3 years later and they were getting the same surgery over and over. Um, and I won't even talk about the number of people I know with knee problems, because I know people who had one knee replaced, both knees replaced, just because they were being overly active. All they really did was um, just try to act as though they were in a what do you want to call? in a normal situation where, oh, I want to play football, oh, I want to play sports, or they took jobs where they stood on their knees and stood on their feet and knees, took all of the stress, and then just really got to them after a while. And so now they're back and forth to the doctor, taking pain meds regularly. Um, at the at the end part of it, you're I'm getting a replacement, and what is it? I met a young man at HFA who um, this was his fourth, I believe, his fourth knee replacement. Um,
Wow.
so, and what was cool was it was his fourth knee replacement, but he was just as up as if he was still 18, and he was nearly 70.
Oh,
So
wow.
it was kind of cool.
Yeah, I think treatment has come a long way, and so I mean, when I know when I was born in the '70s, it was definitely something that was you know more archaic. I mean, I was on cryoprecipitate for forever, and on different types of therapy before there was what we have today, and so our joints just had more bleeds, and of course. You're a little more mature than I am, and so you've been around having your own hemophilia issues. And have you had your own joint problems that have been struggles for you?
Oh yeah. I've been dealing with joint problems since I was very, very young. Um, when I was diagnosed at birth, firstly,
Hmm.
and so I was the kid who couldn't take two steps without being on the floor. So that's kind of how things started. But um, like you said, you named cryoprecipitate. I remember fresh frozen when
Yeah.
when they just froze the blood and they gave it to us fresh out the freezer. Um, so I remember when Factor came along and Factor as a treatment came along and made this a lot better for us, um, because we didn't have to deal with being in the hospital. Like you said, you were in the hospital what, 3-4 weeks with cryo. um, I could spend a month easily in the hospital before Factor came along.
Wow.
So the joints were, and all that time this was problems with my joints, and just being I won't say clumsy, but being active.
There you go. There you go. Well,
So
and I'm so thankful that today that people don't have the same joint, concerns that they did when we were kids, because it's just a different environment. A lot of people today have grown up with prophylaxis therapy as a consistent regimen. But we notice a lot of times, and I know you and I have talked about this some, is that sometimes people just stop doing their regimen. They get off track, or they go back to on demand, or even maybe sometimes they haven't had a lot of bleeds. So they don't really, they become adults, they get out of college and they start treating themselves, but they don't stay as disciplined maybe as their parents helped them stay disciplined. And so a lot of times people get back into a bad situation just purely because they're trying to figure life out. And one of the things that I love about this event, and one of the things that I think is so special, is that we get to talk about all kinds of aspects of it. We get to talk about the mental, inspirational side of
yeah,
it, what it means to be able to stay on track, and how to keep your mind set on what the goals are and how to stay on track with that. That's not easy to do over a lifetime, to stay consistent. And so I think that that's one of the things I really love the most about this event. And we also have some amazing speakers. And we're talking about health and wellness. We're talking about pain management. I think is a big issue that comes along with, if you've got any kind of joint bleeds or joint disease that you've actually occurred over the years. you're dealing with pain. And so we want to be able to address those issues head on. We're talking about physical therapy. We're talking about all kinds of alternative treatments. We're talking about, we even have some discussions going on this weekend about stem cell as a new form of therapy that some patients are trying now. There's all kinds of advancements that are happening. And so I'm looking forward to this weekend just to be able to discuss and talk and dive in more. And I just, anybody, maybe you're watching this right now and you're thinking, man, I'd love to learn more about how to keep my joints healthy. I'd love to learn more about how I can get involved. You can just go to our website at hope-charities.org and you can register. There's a link right there on the home screen. You can register, or you can go to bloodbondbleeding.com and .org. You can also go to their website and find that as well, which is one of my second probably favorite aspects of this particular weekend, is that it's a little bit of a play on words, right, Jeff? It's not
Oh
just
yeah.
about our physical joints, but it's also the fact that we're two separate organizations that are working together jointly to put this event on. It's not just one. You and I talk about this a lot too. We believe that we are truly better together and that we can do only so much alone, but we can do so much more together. And so I'm excited about being together to do this. And I know you are too.
Oh yeah. I'm really, like you said, I'm really excited to do this event together, especially because it does show that um, we can cross state lines. We can do, we can be in one place and have brothers in another place um that can we can talk to about joint issues, that we can talk to about, well, if I take this job, how that affect my knees, and stuff like that. This is so exciting. Only, I mean, the potential for it is only limited by us ourselves, and this is something that we've been controlling for quite a while. I know, like Jonathan said, we've been doing this program for about three, probably going on 4 years, and it's just it's just so informative. I mean, no matter what type of an issue you're having with your joints, we can we can talk about it. And I'll say it this way: um, I got my I found out most about hemophilia by attending events like this, where I met other individuals who could tell me, this is what I did, and don't just take this advice, do this as well. And that all rolled into um, I don't know, 16 years, 17 years of hemophilia and
Right.
and finding out about my joints and how to make things better for myself.
Well, and you bring up a great point too, is that we really need each other. I mean, that's one of the things I'm so excited about, having these moments. Now, we have done this event in person, and we really look forward to being able to do it again in person. I know this year we were even kind of holding out hope we might could do something in person, but it just didn't work out. I know things are still uncertain with the pandemic going on right now, and so we didn't want to take any chances or risk anything by being together when it wasn't safe to do so. But we still can do this online. And I'm like you. Some of my best advice that I've received over the years for my health has come from people who've walked the same road, people who've had experience in it. And of
Yeah.
course, having my team and my physicians. I know you're around the treatment center all the time. You used to work for the treatment center in your area. And so
Oh yeah.
you're extremely connected to that. And that's super important. But also having relationships and friends of people who have been through living with hemophilia is so critical as well. And so I don't think any one of those parts are more important than the other, but I do think all the parts together are extremely important. And so at least for this time, we can still connect online. And maybe you're watching this right now and you're thinking, man, I don't know anybody in the community. I don't have one single friend that has hemophilia. There's nobody in my town that has hemophilia. There's nobody in my state that I know of that has hemophilia. Well, this is a great opportunity for you to get involved, get connected. And we're going to be doing some fun activities along the way too. We're doing giveaways and prizes and raffles, and there's going to be all kinds of stuff. So it's not just going to be boring talks with a lot of PowerPoint. We're going to have some great speakers. We're going to have some inspirational talks that'll be happening, but
Oh
we're
yeah.
also going to have some great prizes and giveaways and fun that you'll be able to enjoy along the way as well. And I want to mention specifically, we have an exhibit hall that we do a scavenger hunt, and people get to go around and actually meet people. We're doing some discussion panels on some really important topics with experts from different fields of service. We're doing all kinds of things that really help to engage all of your voices in the middle of it so that you get a chance to talk too. You're not just sitting there just listening and watching some video on your computer or on your device. You're actually getting a chance to ask questions, to engage with our speakers, to be able to ask each other questions. We're giving you an opportunity to be able to have some teamwork involved in these moments. So we're excited about this. I know Jeff and I have been working hard to try to pull these things together. We have an incredible staff and team of people that are working behind the scenes to help make this possible.
Oh
And
yeah.
of course, we couldn't do it without our sponsors, which we appreciate them as well. But Jeff, I just appreciate your vision. I appreciate your desire to want to work together, and I really appreciate the opportunity to be able to really help people in only a way that we can do together. Because I just think there's something about that togetherness that, it's a little harder because we're having to go out of our way to do this whole technology thing to make it work. But
Oh
it's
yeah.
worth the sacrifice, and it's worth the extra learning to make it possible, because really at the end of the day, it's all about not what you know, but it's about who you know, right? And so
Oh
knowing
yeah.
each other and being connected is what's critical. And man, I love your vision for that, and I'm excited to be able to work with you on this.
Oh, it's really an awesome project, and I know you love my vision, but your foresight and um your your passion about this is really what I look for as a friend, as somebody to talk to about my problems going in with hemophilia.
Yeah.
Um, you know, you just seem to what do they tell me? You light up the room when you come in. You got you gotta everybody knows Jonathan. So you
Oh,
want to make sure that you get involved in this. It's not just it's not just meeting people live or uh, the basic meetings and stuff like that. I think there are groups like the Hope groups that happen that um, definitely put you in touch when you feel like you said, I don't have any real friends. I don't. Nobody in my town has it. Well, nobody in your town has it, but the town over,
mhm.
they probably got people, or a town nearby. They've got people, and then there's always great hope groups um, nearby. I'll say it that way.
Right.
I know one of the things that I was introduced to, or how I found out about Hope Groups, was at that time one of the sponsors was telling me uh, about what is it? I think it was it Arkansas, one of the smaller communities, and she was saying that they have these events and you can just jump on and you can kind of talk to them that way, or when they physically travel around the state and they physically meet with individuals. And I was like, wow, that's how you make friends. you know so
That's right.
that it's always been a development issue with me. So we've always been able to get new friends and make new ties. And
Yeah.
Hope's one of our biggest. new friends, one of our biggest new ties, and we just like reaching out to these guys because they seem to be so on point with what we're trying to get accomplished over here.
Well, and I appreciate it. I mean, you've got kind of the northern part of the United States in Chicago, and I'm kind of down here in the southern part in Louisiana. So, hopefully we can sandwich everything in the middle and really do some great work to connect everybody. But I am looking so forward to it, Jeff, and I appreciate your time today to just sit here and talk a little bit about why we're so passionate about this. And I really believe a lot of people are going to get not only some great information, but my hopes are that a lot of people will be able to connect, just like you and I have become friends over the years, that we'll be able to get a chance to help a lot of other people connect in the same way and be able to also meet new people and meet new friends as well. And man, you can never underestimate the power of friendship. You can never underestimate the power of knowledge as it
Right.
pertains to these types of relationships. So come hang out with us. You can register. The website is on the screen now, and you can take a look at that and find out. But it is a free event, and you may only can come to one session. You don't have to come to every single session. We will be doing meetings and sessions for 2.5 days. It's going to be a really great time of being able to get some amazing sessions. But you might pick and choose. You might say, "Well, gosh, I'm not available because I'm at work at this time or that time." But maybe you can come out in the evening and hang out with us while we're doing one of our sessions in the evening, or maybe you go to work late and you can come in the morning. Whatever your schedule will permit, we really hope that you'll carve out some time to come spend with us and hear from some of our amazing speakers, but also get to know some folks who are living with hemophilia, who understand a little bit about joint disease, and who also have a need to be able to connect with each other. And we can do that, thankfully, right from the comfort of our own home these days, or from our office in my case. And so it's great to be able to do that. So thanks again, Jeff, for being with me today and for hanging out, and also for helping put on this amazing event coming up September 16th through 18th. We're looking forward to seeing you and getting to spend some more time with you then.
All right.
All right.
Thank you. Thanks for the joint. Thanks for the being joint with us.
That's right.
All
Doing it
right.
together. All right, man. We'll
All
see you
right.
soon.
See you soon now.